Hello there, Mustang. Hey, YouTube. Joe here, and I said I would do a video about my Mustang. It's a 2014 GT Track Pack. What the Track Pack is, and all you car guys out there should already know this, is it basically is a Boss 302 with slightly less power. It's got the 420 horsepower Coyote motor versus the 444 horse Roadrunner motor. A few different things. The intake, I think the valve springs are a little bit different. A couple of modifications between the two cars. However, my car has the Brembo brakes, the 14 inches, which was the standard on the previous generation Shelby GT500. So stops on a dime. It has the Boss radiator, Boss rear end, which is a 373 Torsen limited slip. It has the Boss's transmission, which is basically very high numerical gearing, so that she takes off like a bat out of hell. It's almost unusable in first gear. I bought this car April 26, 2013 because I worked for Ford. If I worked for Dodge, I might have bought a Challenger. If I worked for Chevy, I might have bought a Challenger. Sorry. This car has served me almost flawlessly. It's had a couple of issues with it, and we'll talk about those as we go along. But now I'll do a little walk around of it. So she's sterling gray. I've made a couple of modifications to it. As you can see, she sits where she's supposed to. That's because I had to put on the BMR lowering spring kit. It lowers the car 1.5 inches. Makes all the difference in the world in terms of stance and how she looks. Those are the factory 19-inch Track Pack wheels. However, they've been plasti dipped because I was tired of cleaning the brake dust off of them. You see how they look brown right now? Those Brembo brake pads are horrendous when it comes to keeping your wheels clean. I would suggest that when you have to do brakes to your car and you have a set of Brembos, that you go with the EBC yellows. They don't throw as much dust. I painted the roof. As you can see, it's a satin black. It does have clear on it, so I can run it through a car wash, although I usually wash it by hand. Although not lately because of the winter. It's kind of like the Boss look. Everybody told me to wrap it, but I painted it because I wanted it to be permanent. I don't care about the resale value on this car. I have zero intentions on ever selling it. It's going to be my baby. I've been in the industry for 16 years. It's my first new car. I always bought used up till now, so I'm happy. Going to the back here, it's got the aftermarket Shelby rear wing. I wanted an authentic one, but this one was offered to me for free, so I jumped at that chance. As well as the Roush axle-back exhaust system with the, they're not square tips, but they're not really like trapezoid tips, but whatever. And the rear valance, which completely changes the look of the back of the car. In my opinion, totally for the better, because it's, pardon me, it's the way the car should look anyway. So that's pretty much all I've done to the car. I haven't messed with the mechanicals inside the motor. I haven't even put a tune on it. It's got 420 horsepower. Who really needs more than that for a daily driver? If you do, then congratulations. I did one thing to the front. I darkened out the fog lights, and when I did, it gave me that kind of weird ass cat's eye look, and I'll show you what it looks like with those off. So when the fog lights are off, you don't even notice them, as well as the horse. I blacked out the horse. So pretty badass if you ask me. Definitely helps the car stand out, considering that they sold so many of them throughout the years. Moving on to the inside, I bought the 301 package, which is the sync package and the power seat package. I needed the power seat. I don't like having manual seats, unless they're the seats that I should have gotten, and I'll tell you about that in a second. This car has just the Bluetooth capable, MP3 capable, everything. It has the selectable steering, which is always in sport. If you don't put your car in sport and leave it in sport, I feel bad for you. You don't know what you're missing. These cars with that electric steering when you're in sport, it's not a Lotus, but it's a hell of a lot better than the Camaro. And I keep making fun of Chevy, but they're just too heavy. They're too big. You can't see out of them. They're just not my style. If you like them, great. I could take it or leave it. She's got a lot of mileage on it. 68,877. And it's a 14. It was never my intention to put this kind of mileage on the car. It's not what I wanted to do. But on the same token, it's fine because it's a $36,000 car. Why would you spend $36,000 on something and not drive it? Why would you do that and just let it sit? If you're rich, I guess I get it. I've got buddies that won't drive their cars because they don't want to put miles on them. They're worried about devaluing the cars. Don't buy a car worrying about its value unless it's something you know you don't have to drive. If you have 6 cars in your fleet and you bought the Mustang to be your weekend toy and put 50 miles a week on it, God bless you. But I work for a living. I pay $600 a month for the car payment on this car. I'm gonna drive it, and I'm gonna drive it everywhere. I love it. If I do 55 miles an hour, I get over 25 miles to the gallon, which is 10 miles to the gallon more than my pickup truck. So that's how I justified that. The money I saved in fuel goes towards a payment, so it's almost like I'm only paying a few $100s a month for the car. Biggest regret I have about this car, I bought the regular seats. I was visiting family in Connecticut, and my father jokingly said, hey, you should buy a new car. And I'd been working at Ford for about 8 months, and I'd driven the Mustang a couple of times. And he said, okay, watch, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna buy a Mustang. My dad was like, haha, yeah, right. So what did I do? I went back and I bought this car. I literally bought the car in a day. I drove a premium. I didn't like the wheels. I drove a track pack. I loved it. Didn't drive a track pack with the Recaros. I wish I had, because now I'm regretting it. The difference in price on the sticker between my car and the exact same car with the Recaros is $1,100, even though the option says $1,500. When it's packaged, it's cheaper. To buy those seats now through Ford Performance is $3,000. Obviously, I can't afford that, so I'm keeping a lookout. If a set of seats comes up on Craigslist or Ford Owners Club, maybe I'll switch them out. Also, she's got a lot of miles on her now, so if I ever decide to tear anything out of it, you know, I'll be more active in my search. So that's my car. I hope you like it. I love it. She's gonna be with me until I die, or, you know, I live in Virginia, so until I kill it with a deer or something. Last thing I have a question about, and it's more of a gripe. So that's the keychain that I just recently got at a Ford event. So it's a Ford issued keychain for the Mustang. On the back, it says 50 years, 4/17/14. So they're saying that the Mustang's been in production and they're on sale, and they're correct, since April of 1964. But they called a 2015 car the 50-year car. That's wrong. Technically, my 14 is the 50-year car. Personal opinion, take it as you want, but when a key tag says that 50 years is in 2014 and my car's a 2014, that makes it a 50-year car. Thanks a lot. Go check me out on Vine under Jimmini if you want to see me doing 6-second videos. I will try to put up a video every day on this channel. It's not always going to be about a car. It might be about just a random rant, maybe on the way into work because I have an hour drive. Leave a comment, like it, don't like it, subscribe, whatever you wish to do. Bring up a topic. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. And I'll talk to you later. In the description, I'll put my Vine and Twitter information, so you know you can get daily updates in short bursts versus me rambling like this, because I've also decided to do all my videos in one take. That's why this is the 3rd time I've done this one. Thanks, guys.